need to represent ACA compliant plans. Don't guide people thinking ancillary or supplement plans are traditional health ACA plans. Make sure that they are aware what you're doing. Ask the client about any doctors, prescriptions that they take, just so the health plan can cover their pre-existing needs that they already have. There's two ways you can go about this. You can go directly to the carrier's search registry and type in their doctors, or you can go one step beyond that and ask the client to call the facility and see if that plan, see what plans their doctor takes. Marketing compliance. All marketing materials must be CMS approved and truthful. Avoid misleading language or pressure tactics. There will be no deceptive marketing. That gets shut down quick. And do not use CMS or marketplace logos without explicit approval. You can't just plop a CMS logo on your marketing, throw it on social media. Now that's a big no. Make sure you do not have it, you do not use that without explicit approval if you go that direction. Annual recertification, we talked about this earlier. You are to recertify every year, whether that's through the FFM states or that is through the state-based exchanges. Regardless of the case, you have to recertify every single year. Record keeping requirements, like mentioned, you need to retain all enrollment and client interaction records for at least 10 years. And you must be available for audits or inquiries from CMS or state regulators. If CMS, an insurance company, a state regulator approaches you and asks for documentation, maybe a claim was made against you, you are to give that information to them. I should say promptly. Penalties for non-compliance. Consequences include, but are not limited to, loss of your CMS certification, revoking of your state insurance license, and carrier contract termination. Big thing here, you guys, is you're not in this industry to enroll as many people as you possibly can, make as much money as you possibly can, and not be compliant. Your income, your livelihood can get taken away very, very quickly if you do not stay compliant. I've seen it. People I know who don't follow things as they should. Obviously, the penalties can be different for everyone, but please understand we're in this industry to serve other people, and we're lucky enough to get compensated for it. So please the biggest thing here, I'm not saying this is a scare tactic, but don't mess around in murky water. You're either doing the right thing or you're not. So make sure you understand that. This is an industry, I say it at one point in the presentation that I always do, but you always hear, from being a little kid all the way up until now, you always hear fake it till you make it. This is not an industry that you fake it till you make it. So if you have questions, you have plenty of resources, us at BenaVest included, but plenty of information on with CMS or healthcare.gov. I see a couple questions in the chat box there. Let me pull those up. We may get to those at the end of the presentation. Is there a script for inbound calls? Yeah, we have a script for inbound calls. If you're a part of our lead program, you typically would have that already. If you are not a part of our lead program and you just want a general script for inbound calls, shoot office at BenaVest an email or shoot myself, David at BenaVest an email, and we can provide some resources. One more question. How do we store for the recordings / records to be able to provide information when requested? That's a great question. There are plenty of different phone recording services that you can use. You can use different DocuSign if you do electronic signatures. The biggest one, the best one I use for an electronic signature is Health Sherpa. They have it built into their system that you can send a consent form directly from your dashboard there in Health Sherpa, and they will be stored there for you. I also recommend just downloading them just to have them on file, so you have 2 copies. But if you want more specific phone recording software, then that's something that I know Office at BenaVest would be more than happy to answer questions. Or obviously you can do some Googling yourself or shoot me an email as well at David at BenaVest, and we can definitely find a solution for you. Okay, great questions, guys. Thank you. Proper use of NPN numbers. Your national producer number is mandatory for client application submissions, commission attribution, and compliance verification. Few best practices here is always verify your NPN is accurate. Maintain current licensing and NPN info across all platforms, and use your own NPN. Don't share or substitute your NPN. It seems silly that someone would do that, but it's not unheard of. So please never ever share or substitute your NPN. You are to write in your own NPN. NPN override. This is the state of Florida. There are other states that have followed, and other carriers, I should add, that have followed. You cannot do an NPN override. You are to just write directly under your own NPN. Please be aware of what states you write business in, what states you market in. If you do an NPN override, be aware of what is allowed and what is not. We don't need to get too in depth on this. Just be aware of where you're doing business and the rules in those areas. Now, if a compliance concern arises, the carrier will contact you directly. What I mean by that, let's say United Healthcare gets a complaint, they're going to approach myself. They're going to shoot me how United Healthcare typically does it. They shoot you an email requesting information. They might have you take a little ethics course. Long story short, they will contact you directly. They're not going to contact us at BenaVest. So please, the biggest thing I want to stress on this slide, and I give homework every time I do this presentation, make sure in your broker portal across all carriers, your email address,